Dumelan, Tsivinki. Welcome to another episode of Mobile School Podcast. Today is going to be a short one. Please remember, do not subscribe, do not like, nobody gives a F. I'm trying to not swear anymore, so this is my new thing of not trying to swear because the kids, I'm doing it for the kids. So today I just want to discuss journalism and especially South African journalism. I'm very disappointed with journalists, especially in South Africa, and they're giving Twitter accounts a platform because they are being exposed as people who are not even trying very hard to do their research. So the government came out and told us that, hey, the vaccine that we bought is not going to work on the variant we have. You would think journalists would explain to people that, yeah, we didn't just buy it like at a puzzle shop, at a tech shop where you just go and you get it. You have to book it and it comes after a few months. So the variant was discovered after we had ordered the vaccines. And one thing that people should have thought about was that, yeah, we could just give them to other countries that don't have our variant before they expire in April. And people are like, oh no, the government is useless. They just bought a vaccine that's about to expire. Yeah, it was going to expire immediately after we had already used all of them, because the plan was to vaccinate 500,000 people, because that's what we bought 1 million vaccines. So the plan was, okay, let's vaccine 1 million people first and then wait for the second shots to come in. But then they discovered like, okay, this is not going to work with the new variant, so let's try to give them to another country that needs them. But you guys made it a big thing. Oh no, they're so useless. You guys don't know anything. And I think it's very important that we leave things to scientists and to the team that's dealing with the whole COVID situation. And all you Twitter maniacs, you must just stop. Journalists, you've destroyed your industry, you've destroyed your career paths. Does not go write a book. You know what? Come send me a message. I'll teach you how to start a blog or a vlog or a YouTube channel. Like, I'm also trying to figure it out, but I'm doing way better than you because I take my time trying to find out what's the truth, and I wait for information to come to me before I start making up my mind. But you guys seem to be competing with Twitter hence. Like, as soon as something trends on Twitter, you're like, oh, a Twitter follower said. Who gives a fuck what a Twitter follower says? I said I don't want to swear anymore, but the fact that journalists are now quoting tweets, it's really weird. Like, the industry is dead and it's gone. So let's just accept that. But that's what I want to talk about in terms of education. If you are involved in education and you want to educate yourself about journalism, you want to be a journalist, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, it's dead, man. Like, you're not going to work for the New York Times, because that's another problem with all these major news corporations. They taking sides. So now you know, oh, if I write this, that means I fall under this side. It can never be a situation where your article is very objective. It has to be subjective, or else you just get labeled something like, oh, you are right, you are left, you anti this. Like, oh, I hate kids, you anti-human beings, you support abortion. Like, wait, no, it's not the same thing. But that's what the world has become. Like, everything is being put under the microscope, and some Twitter freaks will just analyze it and their followers will share. And then you realize all the research you did, even if you're a good journalist, means nothing, considering that people don't read anything that's more than 2 paragraphs. But it was real to have media in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and it's actually very good to see it getting destroyed anyway. I mean, especially now that we know who destroyed it. It's not social media, it's media companies by taking sides and putting advertisers and sponsors before facts. Another thing I want to talk about is the conspiracy theory about reset. It's called the reset theory. So mobile schools about education and different ways to educate, but we also need to send messages out there like, hey, don't believe everything that's out there. There's people who now believe there's the whole COVID pandemic is a reset strategy. Like, a few people who are probably the same people who have part of the New World Order, according to conspiracy theorists, have come up with another way called the reset, where they're trying to reset everything. So that means the economy, politics, everything is being reset because according to the conspiracy theories, we have too much debt in society where our money is nonsense, which is true because our money means nothing, it's just a piece of paper. But we've convinced ourselves that we need to believe in it so we can go forward. So that's why now they're pushing like cryptocurrency. So the conspiracy theories believe this is part of the reset theory where things have to start from scratch. I don't dispute it, I don't support it, but I still say to black people, going back to normal is not an option. Normal was not great for you guys. It was never great for your education, it was never great for your career, it was never great anyway. If you are black, I don't want to talk about other groups, but as a black person, I'll tell you, society was not built for you. So asking for us to go back to how things were, it's nonsense. So I'll say that every week until somebody understands. And by somebody, I mean me, because I'm the only one who watches my videos. But hopefully we all realize that this is an opportunity to start from scratch and do better in terms of business, e-commerce, and all these things. We already have the knowledge, so it's time to move forward. Just want to also talk about the fact that now there's still people who are promoting like, oh, make apps, there's a school for apps and everything. Like, apps are dead, man. Like, let's forget about apps. We have like 5 apps. Those are the basic ones. I mean, I'll name Netflix, YouTube for video, messaging. I will name I can name WhatsApp, and there's every social media, Twitter, Instagram, they have like their direct messages. So the biggest messaging apps are already there. We don't need to recreate the wheel. You can still bring in like apps like audio only type of apps like Clubhouse, but those days are gone. Stop with the apps. The most important thing is privacy. Come up with an idea where people can be forgotten. I feel like in a few months and a few years, people are gonna want to have their data removed from online anything. So if you visited a website, if you've Googled anything, you can go and ask them to delete your data. It has been done in Europe before. It's called the right to be forgotten. The right to erasure, yes, the right to be forgotten, where you can go to Google and say, I don't want anyone to Google my name and see a picture where I work, anything that is my name. And it's possible, and I think that's where we're all going. That's all for this week. And in closing, I just want to touch on the Township Tour that we're planning. So as you know, our partnership with Archeol is still ongoing, and we're planning to have online games. We already have a sponsor from a French company that's based in Senegal. It's another story, but we'll announce that very soon. They're gonna be the ones who are gonna be our gaming partner. We're just sorting out a few things. With that said, Jovicho, see you again next week. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Bye.